What up, y'all? We back. It's the 4-4 HEELZ. I'm
Yes, sir.
McKee. That's Steph Ronan. We here doing that WWE review of the week, baby. Kicking it off with
Yes.
Smackdown. We get LA Knight coming out before the match. The match is supposed to happen way later. You know, hardcore thugging Damian Priest comes out like he does, angry. And they just start the match right then and there. And I was like, good, get this shit over with because ain't no one want to see Damian Priest no more. We get a little jump in from Solo Sikoa. He interferes, hits DP first. LA Knight gets the win. Then he attacks LA Knight. Then the Samoan Werewolf comes out. Wrecks shop on everybody, just like always. Thoughts on the match, bro? Oh, my boy LA Knight hit that jump, dude. He hit it this time. He hit the jump.
He hit the jump, but it seemed like LA Knight missed the move. So he had to improv one of the moves because it didn't look too damn good, bro.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, LA Knight, there you go again.
There was some bad shit. There was some bad shit in there. But Jacob Fatu, the monster, doing monster things.
Well, shit, man. Here we go with no Pop Priest again.
Yeah.
Here we go with LA Knight cooling down again. Same shit before WrestleMania, same shit after WrestleMania. Ain't nothing changing. What I do feel like the highlight of this whole thing between these four men, and when I say four men, I say that with Solo Sikoa being involved because it seems like Solo Sikoa is doing the same thing what Grayson Waller was doing to Austin Theory. Remember that?
Yeah.
Getting them in matches. I mean, he did it again on Monday.
On Monday,
Get him
bro.
in matches that he didn't really want to sign up for, right?
Hell yeah.
So Solo low key got Jacob into a match for the fatal 4-way. You know what I'm saying? Because of what he said, and you can see Jacob look at Solo like
he's like,
what?
Bruh?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what his name? Nick Aldis said, you know, he said something to Solo and pat him on the back. So he's like something sort of like how you doing with Jacob. You know what I'm saying? As far as having them be in these matches, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot. Again, decent way to open up the show. I mean, you know, again, LA Knight, you know, he was climbing backwards on the ropes, you know, so Damian Priest could hit the razor's edge, right?
Yeah.
That should look awkward. Decent match, bro.
Yeah,
decent match. You know, I gave it a fucking like a 7.5. You know what I'm saying? It was an opener match. I think the program between the two backstage, and then you see LA Knight walk right past him. He goes to the ring. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's because of Damian Priest, but I'm not feeling this right here. You know what I'm saying?
Damian Priest.
On.
Fatu, we'll talk about it later on the Backlash on Word on the Street, but Fatu posted something. He had 3 X's. I said, stack them up, bro. Pin them all at the same time, bro.
like Roman did. You know what
I would
saying?
hate to say fucking my boy Drew take that kind of pin. So maybe just stack DP and LA Knight. You know what I'm saying?
But first of all, let's be honest, man. Drew shouldn't even be in this.
Yeah.
He
should be somewhere else.
Drew deserves, like I said, he deserves to be at least in the world heavyweight conversation or in the WWE championship conversation. I just got this feeling like whatever Drew has done the past year, they all relegate it and put it on CM Punk and say, man, it's the reason why Drew did that because CM Punk made that shit.
Yeah.
You know, and to me,
it's Drew, baby.
Nah. Yeah. It was Drew. Drew carried that fucking feud with the one-armed man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Drew is the U.S. belt away from being a Grand Slam champion. So there is that little bit you could add to this match. Just a little bit. Just a little storyline.
All right. I'll give you that.
That's got to suck to be a Grand Slam away and the belt you need to win is the U.S. championship. Kind of like Cody Rhodes. It's like he's way above that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're levels above that.
So let me ask you this then: if just like you just said, Cody's way above that. So how important is a Grand Slam champ to be a Grand Slam champ?
Yeah,
Roman's not a Grand Slam champ.
Yeah, it depends on it depends on what order you go in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you start with like Jacob Fatu, he'll be a Grand Slam champ, but he's gonna do it from the bottom to the top. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. Which one? Roman ain't got the Intercontinental, right?
No, he had an Intercontinental championship before.
Because he's got the U.S. belt.
He had the white belt before.
Then he is a Grand Slam, right? He got to be. Roman's Grand Slam, right?
Grand Slam is when you won all the titles, at least once, right?
Yeah.
He tag team with the Shield.
Yeah. Got the Intercontinental, got the U.S. And the World.
He was a U.S.
He Grand Slam, baby.
So,
bro, let's talk about this botch fest between Pretty Deadly and Fraxium, bro.
Oh man,
We get no kick out. The ref stops it. Then I feel like the ref was like, he's hurt. Let's just end this match. So then she counts to 3, and I believe it's Nathan Frazier that kicks out while she counts to 3, bro. The ref was bad. The wrestling was bad. It was sloppy. It was bad, bro. It was just bad all around, man.
2 blown spots. 2 blown spots that didn't connect.
Yeah.
It was like a tag team move. Both times, both shit didn't connect. Fine, I understand. Even though that's one of my pet peeves in pro wrestling, when shit don't connect and you still want to sell it, I don't like that shit. But look, excuse that. But what I can't look past is the 2 blown counts by the ref or by the superstar who didn't raise their arm up.
Yeah. First one was on Pretty Deadly. Second one I felt was on the ref. So it went both ways, I feel like. But Fraxium, hopefully they can breathe some light into this tag team, division a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see.
I kind of feel like is this the result of the type of wrestling we're getting in the WWE? Is this a result of them doing less house shows, less things than before? Maybe the ones who need to hone their craft, they inside the ring, they use that time very wisely to help perfect their craft. So when they do these pay-per-views or televised matches, they look a little bit more sharper and a little bit more crisper than they have been.
Yeah.
Pretty Deadly. This ain't the first time I've seen Pretty Deadly fuck up some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They usually the ones who's doing this. Again, I'm over it. I've been over it. Once I realized, and they came out and said what they are.
Yeah.
They said they're a story-based company. So I don't watch WWE for wrestling anymore. I watch WWE for what it portrays to be, for moments.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. You know what I mean? And that's not me being disrespectful. That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
For
and
sure.
I'm being honest, because besides the few matches I've seen from my girl, Roxanne Perez, who put another fucking great match on Monday, bro. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Great
this
match.
Girl, she's something. She's a prodigy for real. There's only 2 prodigies I know in the industry right now. And that's the proto star, Kyle Fletcher, and Roxanne Perez. You know what I'm saying? And that would be awesome. But back on the subject, I just know that I'm watching it for the moments.
Yeah.
At this point, I have to stop going into a WWE show with the high hopes of seeing a banging ass match, because you ain't gonna get it.
Yeah.
No kind of way, bro.
No kind of way, bro.
But the moments,
yeah,
that's what we there for.
Yeah.
Whether it's from the promo moments or backstage moments or storyline developing within the ring, that's what we're watching WWE for. So this match again, man, I feel bad though, because Fraxium is actually a good fucking tag team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, dare I say they're the best tag team in the division in WWE overall?
Besides Street Profits. Street Profits #1 right now, bro.
You think Street Profits is a better tag team than Fraxium?
I think they're a better in the way the fans like them and everything. Overall wrestling ability, Fraxium is head and shoulders above.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Wrestle-wise, Fraxium. Overall experience, Street Profits.
Street Profits. Okay, yeah. I give you that. But it's a very sloppy match.
Yeah.
Didn't really. I'm gonna ask you a question. When you see matches like this, how many times does things have to go wrong within the same match for you to kind of and not be involved, not be into it no more? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, right when he didn't kick out, I was like, "Nah, this sucks."
Yeah.
I was like, because she should have counted to 3 and it should have been over with.
Right.
That's why I like what Undertaker said. It's not the ref's job to stop the count. The ref counts to 3. It's your job to count out. If you don't count out, that's on you. 1, 2, 3, match is fucking over. Same with a count out. Like, a ref can't stop a count out on the side of the ring if these motherfuckers don't get in the ring. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So
that's true. So
we're gonna talk. Yeah, we'll talk about Nia Jax and all that. They had a shitty promo, wasn't that good, but they main event sets up the main event. Jade, Tiffy, Jax, Naomi. I don't know. I wasn't excited. Thank God this wasn't a go home show to Backlash. Thank God we got one more. But we get Miz and Aleister Black. And I was confused at this, but this is just setting up Aleister Black versus Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah. This is
they have a little stare down. I like it. I liked it. Carmelo looked a little intimidated, but not too much. But it's time for Carmelo to get into like a serious promo again like he had with Andrade. You know, that best of 7 back and forth, fighting each other backstage. I think this is a good segue to get him into another thing. But Aleister Black, he's a pretty good wrestler, but like his character ain't doing it for me.
Okay, so I thought about this last night when I saw Rusev, and then I thought about this first when I saw Aleister Black, aka Malachi Black in AEW. Man, you guys left AEW to basically be in the same position that you were at in AEW. Because Aleister Black, let me tell you something, man. If you thought you was going to come back and be vaulted to the main event scene, man, you were sadly mistaken, because now you what they say, you down here with us now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And yes, him and Melo, they're going to have some kind of a program in the future, but it's still not going to be as something that I want for Melo, because think about it. He's going to get a program with Aleister Black, who was in it for him, The Miz. So The Miz, it's going to be a three-way. It's going to be a triple thing of them trying to team up against Aleister. And, you know, I'm not excited. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not excited for
And
this.
we got a little word on the street. Vince Russo's got some opinions about these debuts.
About Melo?
Just about Aleister Black, Miro, or Rusev, if you will. Just overall, his kind of thoughts, shaved head, all that good stuff. We get another kind of like not great match, but Zelina Vega does a little Mercedes Moné dance. You see this online circulating, bro?
No, I didn't see that.
She hit him with the hips, and then she kind of stops and kind of laughs. Like she's like, oh, I know what I'm doing. And everyone's like, you know, WWE fans on one side are like, everyone can do that dance. I'm like, guys, that is clearly a Sasha Banks Mercedes Moné dance.
Yeah.
And it's another reference. I was just arguing about this on Twitter or X, how WWE does references all the time on TV. And then they try to tell me AEW does. And I was like, point one out, please. Point one out. Ever since Will Ospreay said, you know, banging the boss's daughter, that's generally been the last one. Maybe showing CM Punk's footage backstage. I get that, whatever. Mistake by Tony Khan.
No,
but
you said that. You said it right.
Yeah.
You said it right. The Will Ospreay comment was the last thing that I've seen from AEW, WWE, because the CM Punk footage was before the Will Ospreay. So you said it right the first time, bro.
And WWE just keeps making reference. And people will say this isn't a reference. It's a fucking reference. I'm sorry. It is. It was exactly like Mercedes Moné's dance without the hands. And the thing that gave it away was the laugh, bro. Zelina laughing at it. And it was just like, come on now. Come on, man. Come on.
Vega versus Piper Niven. Nah, wasn't feeling it.
No.
And I was like, what is up with SmackDown? You know,
Nick Aldis just did it to piss off our girl Chelsea Green, bro. He's like, you know what, I'll give a tag. You know, look, she showed up like a funeral, bro. That shit was hilarious.
I'll tell you something, bro. Chelsea, that's my girl, bro. That shit was funny as fuck. She backstage dressing all black, and then she killed me with the feint.
Yeah.
She just
Did you see when she lost the title? I don't know if they showed this. They didn't show it on TV. She like Piper Niven and Alba Fire picking her up in the ring. She's like, get my belt. She's like, get my belt, get my belt. And they're like, you lost your belt. And she goes, no. And then faints. It was so funny, bro. Just a character work,
she
hands down.
Superbly. I mean, what would I do? I mean, I'll pay good money to see Chelsea Green and Harley Cameron in a program. Yeah. I'm talking about just promo, matching, everything.
Oh, dude, hilarious. Or them as a tag team, bro. That'd be elite. Elite, bro.
You know, entertaining? Golly. Entertaining as hell. But I wasn't really into this. I wasn't really into this match at all, man. I mean, this was...
I can tell you, I'm not going to be into any Zelina Vega match until she gets a good rivalry. I need more meat on the bone, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You're right.
Yeah. I need a tomahawk ribeye for this motherfucker to make me feel interested. You know what I'm saying? But we get Randy Orton promo, man. Fire promo. I thought it was one of his best promos he's had in a long time. And my favorite part was when he said, I'm going to punt kick your Lego-shaped head, bro. He's like, but that's not before I hit you with the 3 most dangerous letters. And the crowd, y'all got to let him say R first. Y'all can't say RKO before he said, because the whole crowd says RKO. And then this motherfucking Randy's like, RK. And then he gives the crowd the O, guys. You got to learn how to do this shit in cadence, guys.
Randall's is doing his best to carry this feud with a C-list John Cena.
We'll see him tomorrow night, though. Friday night. Cena will be in the building.
Night. Damn, man. I feel bad. I really do, because
I feel it's rushed. Excited. It's rushed.
I'm not excited for this match at all.
Yeah, it's too Randy and John Cena shouldn't be rushed like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this should have been something down the line for Cena. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, this could have been his last opponent. Yeah. I mean, because there's only one person I could think of as more of an arch enemy to John Cena than Randall's, and that's Colt. You know what I'm saying? But he's in AEW, so it falls on Randall's. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you're right. This shit does feel rushed. It feels hurried, and it's showing. So, and that's why my interest is not as high as I would have thought that it would have been. You know what I'm saying? With this being a nostalgia moment between John Cena and Randy Orton. Yeah. So,
And the thing I complained about AEW was there's just pay-per-views were so close together all the time. But now get this. Okay, so since the end of WrestleMania, 2 weeks later we have Backlash. 2 weeks later we have Saturday Night Main Event. 2 weeks later we have Money in the Bank. That's fucking rushed. Everything's rushed right there.
Wait a minute.
Everything.
What did you just say to me right now? Man, Money in the Bank is when?
Less than a month. I think 2 days ago was a month, bro. So we got Money in the Bank in less than a month. But we have Backlash this Saturday. We have Saturday Night Main Event in 2 Saturdays. And then we got Money in the Bank 2 Saturdays after that. So 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks since WrestleMania.
The thing that gets me messed up is that if WWE does have all these PLEs, all of these extra broadcasts, Saturday night, small Raw and SmackDown, why in the world haven't they developed any new stars? Like, they're slow cooking the shit out of Jade. They slow cooking the shit out of Naomi. They slow cooking the hell out of fucking Mello.
Yeah.
They are slow cooking fucking Jacob. Like, what are we waiting on?
Yeah.
Like, the future of your company is being held back low key.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And I felt like what they were doing, Logan and Jay, was going to be at Backlash, but it looks like it's going to be more Saturday Night Main Event or Money in the Bank. I think more likely Saturday Night Main Event.
Man, don't get me started on that, because we're going to wait till we get to Raw, bro.
Yeah.
I got some things to say about that shit, bro.
All right, we got Rey Fenix versus Santos. Great match, great lucha style match. Santos looks a little slimmer now, bro. I don't know why. I looked at him, I was like, he looks smaller, bro. Like trim more. Yeah. But great
his
match.
His muscle tone has came down a little bit. He used to be a little bit more thicker. Stock. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But Rey Fenix and Penta are rumored to be coming probably whenever this draft happens. Are rumored to become the Lucha Bros, and they will 100% take over the tag team division, bro. I just heard they didn't want to put Rey Fenix on the same brand as Penta right now, because Penta's like momentum right now is pretty high. Read it on Twitter. So we'll see. We'll see if that's true. You know how wrong the dirt sheets are, bro.
His momentum is pretty high.
Like, because right now he was in it with Braun, he's in it with Dom at Backlash. Like, he's got great singles momentum.
I don't think so. I don't see it. And
I know you saying he's cooled off, baby.
He's cooled all the way off.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? And to the motherfuckers who said, I don't know what I'm talking about, you motherfuckers don't listen to the crowd when he does that. Hey, bro, ain't no that Zeto Miato all that shit ain't that loud, bro. When he outside and he's that music that doesn't go with him at all.
He just got a new one though. He just got a new one from Tool. Yeah, he just got a new one. His entrance on Raw was a new theme. Yep.
See, I ain't seen
a more intense theme, like guitar solo from Tool. The Tool guy the guitarist is a very big Penta fan, along with George Kittle.
Well, that's a good thing, but like again, there's not a lot of crowd reaction to him. You know what I'm saying? When it comes out, it's not as loud. So, and I'm thinking about, okay, so put it this way. For example, I was watching the AEW Dynamite. Hangman kicked off the show. Crazy pop for him to kick out the show. And I'm talking about 2 pops. You know what I mean by 2 pops?
Yeah. The pop when his music and the pop when he comes
out.
That's
my boy. That's what I'm talking about. I thought we the 4 Hills, because he know what the fuck I'm talking about, bro. 2 pops. They popped with the music, and they popped again when he saw him in person, bro.
Yeah.
Penta, bro? Nah. Yeah. It ain't like that, bro. He ain't like that. And it's not me hating on Penta. I'm just stating what I see. And like, I've been watching this shit long enough to know when a motherfucker is hot and when a motherfucker is just lukewarm. And right now, Penta is lukewarm because he was hot when he first came, and he has cooled off, so he lukewarm. Now, That's just what it is with me. I don't know why, because maybe they don't have too many wrestlers who can match up with Penta to make what he does in the ring exciting. So here's my theory. When you get pro wrestlers into a sports entertainment company, it's going to make it hard for the pro wrestlers to thrive in that company because their end game is the ring. If you don't have anybody to make their promos or make the storyline pay off in the ring, like I said, storylines give matches a reason. Matches are the payoffs to the storylines. If you don't have that many opponents to put on a banger with these type of wrestlers, you're losing. You're not getting the full effect of that wrestler, right? This is my opinion. Now, I would say that's why in AEW he had a little bit more wiggle room because he had so many wrestlers that could match him up in the ring that he didn't really have to do a lot of promos and do a lot of things outside the ring because it was all happen. It go down in the ring.
Yeah.
In the WWE, there ain't that too many people who can keep up with Penta in the ring in that type of style. So anything that goes on outside the ring is gonna fall flat when it finishes in the ring.
Yeah.
And that's what I think the problem is. And we're going to see the same problem is going to happen with Phoenix. We're going to see the same thing happen to him.
Yeah.
We're going to see the same thing's going to happen to Fraxium.
Yeah.
We already seen one match with Fraxium. And
when they got with someone that can't hang with them.
That's what I'm saying, because there's not too many people. Now, the match that we all want to see in the future, we can say this, it's going to be Fraction versus Lucha Bros. Yeah. That's going to be a fucking banger. But see, you see the styles match up.
And we could just book it like they did in the Attitude Era and have them wrestle for fucking 10 weeks in a row every Raw. People forget about that, bro. The Attitude Era, bro, it was always like the same mother. I tried rewatching the Attitude Era, bro. It was the same matches every fucking week, bro. Every week for fucking 6 weeks straight, bro. I'm telling you, the Attitude Era lived in the first 20 minutes and the last 15 minutes, and that was it, bro. Everything in between was bullshit.
My boy hate that shit, bro. You do that.
Bro, I don't want to. It was fucking D'Lo Brown versus one of the headbangers every week, bro. Every fucking week.
D'Lo Brown had a match in the headbang. They did wrestle a lot.
God damn, bro. Every fucking week, man. Shit. All right, let's go to this main event, bro.
I hate that shit.
I just hate how people like it's like Kobe with clutch, R.I.P. Kobe. Kobe with clutch plays. You remember the really, really big moments.
Right.
But he wasn't the best at clutch time. Like he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
Like, but people are like, he was clutch. He was clutch. I was like, no, you remember them big motherfucking shots.
Yeah.
Same with Jordan.
Clutch.
Jordan, he's clutch.
Don't do it.
He's
don't
clutch. But statistically, LeBron's better than both of them. On to wrestling. Jade Tiffy versus Jax Naomi. I think they're setting up a fatal 4-way for Money in the Bank, bro. This is what I think they're doing. Yeah. We get some belts. Belt holding Jade Cargill acting like a child at the end. I think she was super, super petty. Then Naomi jumps her. Then Naomi is holding the belt all sinister like at the end. Great visual. But
I'm glad they had her hold the title at the very end because they fucked up her entrance.
Oh, yeah.
Like for her get jumped from behind. And I was fucking pissed because I was like, man, oh man. Her entrance and like she to me, her new persona, Caution, right? She's overshadowed Jade, bro. Yeah. Like, that's how bad Jade has been since he's entered the WWE, bro. Like, we can sit here and sugarcoat shit. We can sit here and beat around the bush all we want to. But I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that, oh, since she's been in WWE, she's been doing stuff better than AEW. How is it that her AEW run has been better than her WWE run?
Yeah. Let me ask you this, because I thought Bully and Dave LaGreca were completely wrong. But they said the crowd popped louder for Jade than they did for Tiffy. And I think that is
That's not true.
That is the most bullshit thing I think I'm like, bro, did you not hear them chanting Tiffy time while she's cutting promos the whole time? I'm like, what are you talking about, guys?
No.
What are you talking about?
Let's not get it twisted. There's much disdain that I have for Tiffany because I don't think she's ready.
The crowd loves her.
I'm not going to sit here and lie that she has the biggest pops out of the 4 that came out.
She does.
I'm gonna say The second biggest pop was fucking Naomi.
Yep.
It wasn't even Jade, bro.
And definitely last pulling up is Nia, bro. But this match ended with Jade picking Nia off the turnbuckle, power bombing her. Good show of force. But then I thought about it. I was like, there's no way Jade could pick up Nia for Jade's finish. Ain't no way. That where she picks her up in the front, holds her, and then slams her. I was like, ain't no way Jade that strong, bro.
Yeah,
ain't no way. But yeah, to say Tiffy gets a lesser pop than Jade, insane to me, bro.
Okay, and then again, Dave and Bully, if you watch the whole match, because during the hot tag, Tiffy got the biggest pop, bro.
Huge
they was
pop.
waiting for her to get in the ring as soon as goddamn
Jade tagged her.
Yeah, as soon as Jade tagged Tiffy, the crowd erupted. The hot tag.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, bro, for them to say that, they're not paying attention, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Do these people really watch this shit sometimes?
Dude, I think sometimes they watch the highlights, bro,
and then think, you know what I mean?
I think Dave LaGreca watches everything. My boy loves wrestling like we do.
Right.
We watch everything. But, you know, you got those other people who, like, honestly have podcasts and they don't watch the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me. It's great. They're like, I didn't watch it, but let me talk about it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Just like you said last week with Dave Alvarez. Like,
Brian Alvarez.
Alvarez, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about Dave, the non-wrestler.
Yeah.
Saying that he didn't even watch AEW and
he's like, I need a reminder of what happened last week because I didn't watch last week. Bitch, go back and watch it. Do that. How about that? But crazy. I noticed
AEW only does recaps of something major.
Yeah.
Like they don't do it for every single little. It's only for major stuff. So But so they wrong on that.
Yeah.
Tiffy got the biggest pop and the hot tag pop, so they wrong on that. Smackdown to me was fucking decent at best. To be honest with you, I wasn't too impressed.
It wasn't. We'll see how this go home show is Friday, bro. So
it hurts me, man. It hurts because Smackdown is supposed to be the wrestling show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It used to be the wrestling show, bro. Now this Monday Night Raw, bro. This was a wrestling event, bro. This shit was fire, bro.
Okay, let's go ahead and kick off the goddamn show with what the show kicked off with.
Bro, Paul Heyman, promo of the year candidate, bro. Promo of the motherfucker. If people think there's a manager better than Paul Heyman, y'all can shut the hell up. Because ain't no better manager, better on the mic, better at everything. Getting your emotion going. There is no one like Paul Dangerous Heyman, bro. No one, bro. Who's better?
Look. We both know Heyman is that man, right? So, like I said, so this is what I like to do sometimes. I like to watch the crowd's facial expressions when a segment like this is going on, and the initial reaction to Heyman talking to Jay was straight boo, fuck you.
Yeah.
It's our champion.
Yeah.
What you doing with our champion, right? And then as he kept talking, credit to you, like you said, situational heels, situational baby faces.
Paul Heyman pleads his case, and you're like, man, this motherfucker's right, bro. He was treated like shit by both of them.
Bro, like we said that months ago. We was like, when he got powerbombed through the table and Roman didn't pop up, I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Roman left that man hanging out to dry, didn't he?
All Roman cared about was the Ulafala. That's when the big dog went to go lick his big wounds. I was like, damn.
He said the big dog was a pup on the island of Revelry. Like, I'm like, yeah. He getting that boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But hey, look, Paul Heyman, just off rip, his character had a bunch of fucking great points. Even to the point to where Jay's scowl face, he started looking confused, like, damn, he's like, damn,
right. he's making some good points, bro. He's like, that's why I turned on Roman a few times, motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying? and the line of the night to me was, you know, who he said, you walked around, you warned such and such about Roman and this and Roman. Where was my warning?
Yep.
Roman, I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Y'all left Heyman out to dry, bro.
What had me dying was Jay, when Paul got done, Jay's like, are you okay?
Yeah. Well, Jay had nothing else to say because how can you come back that
But all he
passionate?
had to say was, "What does this got to do with me?" And then Paul came back perfectly. He said, "Nothing. But this has to do with you right now, motherfucker."
Yes.
Like,
Yes. I kind of didn't understand like how Seth and Jay starting a program while there's another program going on with him and Logan Paul.
Yeah. It was confusing, but this Logan Paul thing, I don't know if you caught. Did you see at the end of the main event what happens? That wasn't on television?
No, I didn't.
So Jay's over there, dapping up the crowd, blah, blah, blah. Here comes Logan Paul from the crowd. Boom! Knocked out Jey Uso, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to watch that shit, which I hate, bro. I hate that I have to go watch a Karrion Kross promo online. I hate that I have to go watch Logan Paul knock out Jey Uso online. I get why WWE's doing it, because they want to make money over here, money over here. We're going to go watch it when we hear the word of it, But it annoys me. If I want to watch Raw, I want to see everything that happens on Raw. You know what I'm saying? But great promo. Did you expect Jay to be like, he's like, you picked the time and the place. I was like, here comes like Backlash, Saturday Night Main Event, Money in the Bank. And he's like, let's do it right here, right now. One word. Yeet.
Yeah. I mean, I knew it was going to take place because the build up for this is just an appetizer. This is a build up for something bigger down the line. And Jay has the World Heavyweight Championship, and they're Death Riders the fucking World Heavyweight Championship. This is what who has the championship. You know how much power you have.
Yeah.
Who has this, runs this. So they John Moxley.
Paul Heyman saying you're not using the belt the right way, basically. Like John Moxley was telling everyone, you're not using the belt the right way. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so Self is doing the same thing. But these Shield dudes, bro, I'm gonna tell you one thing about them. They may
carrying
not be
the business
anymore, but these three dudes, they for some reason go about their business the same way.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed that. Roman goes about the business the same way Moxley and Seth Rollins do.
Yeah.
Because think about it. Who just got out of a faction after having a faction for a long time? Roman. Who got into a faction and had it for the last almost year? Moxley. Who just started a new faction? Seth.
And we'll
What's
go
the
down
common thread and all that, bro?
I think the Shield, bro. But I think when all three are retired and done, there's the DXs, there's the NWOs, but the Shield, with what they've accomplished, will be the greatest fraction of all time, bro.
Don't do it.
As a collective, bro. As a collective, bro.
You can't do it. You can't do it because there is only one faction that was greater than them because they ran the fucking industry for years and made it the most populous, and that's the Click.
Yeah, but they were off screen. Oh, are you talking about them? But they were never a thing on screen. You know what I'm saying? You can't count them, bro.
Yeah, because you know why you can? Because you had half of the motherfucking group was called NWO, then you had half the group was called DX.
Hey, so they had time to work together when WCW failed. They could have came back. Scott and Kevin were collecting that guaranteed money at home. They could have came back and ran it back older, but they could have. They were never on screen, so they do not count. The Click don't count, bro.
Let me tell you why. They couldn't put them all together. That's too many stars in that group to put on. But who's gonna beat them? Who's gonna be the team with Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, fucking Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and fucking X-Pac? Who's gonna beat that squad, bro?
Yeah.
And how you get over on a team that popular? You can't. Because that's how big they were. That's how good they were.
And it's crazy.
They ran the industry.
X-Pac's the only one that was on both.
That's what I'm saying. That's why he's the greatest. That's why he's the greatest, bro. You know what I'm saying? He
was like the least of all of them, but he was like on both of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but he can. Besides Shawn Michaels, he's the one who can really go in that ring. Was X-Pac.
Do we ever see a Shield reunion ever again?
We will.
You think?
We will. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know when. Dope. But we will.
All right, since we already talking about Jay and Seth, let's just go to the main event. People are hyping it. It was a great match. Jey Uso, motherfucker, he can bang in the ring, like we've been saying. He can hang in the ring. He can put on great matches. This was a phenomenal match, phenomenal ending.
Bro, first of all, Pat McAfee needs to stop with this shit, bro. And it's getting to a point I'm like, all right, bro, it's getting a little bit too obvious. and I quote, "They are yeeting all over his face out there." What?
Yeah.
Hey, yo, what you doing, Pat? Oh, it's.
How'd you feel about the match? 1 out of 10. What'd you rate it? I gave it a 9, bro.
I gave it an 8.5.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just think it started a little bit too slow for my liking at first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But once
it did start off slow. It started slow.
It got going,
yeah.
It was on. It was on. You know what I'm saying? But it started off a little bit too slow. And I wasn't really into the match like as if a lot of people were, because I already knew it was going to be ending in a disqualification. I knew he wasn't going to beat Jay, and I knew Jay wasn't going to beat Seth.
The false finishes, though, bro, I was like, whoo, man, there were some times where I was like, it's over. It's over.
Know, when I saw that, I thought about you, and one of the clips that we got, you know, when you said one of your pet peeves in wrestling is kicking out of people's finishes, right?
Oh,
and
dude.
Boy, there was some kick out, some finishes.
Bro,
in that right there, right?
I mean, Seth kicked out of what was it? Samoan drop, super kick, and the splat. I was like, God damn, he kicked out of all three. Spear,
Samoan
super
drop.
Kick, splash, kicked out. I said, holy shit, bro.
Yeah. So, but this, up until that point, this is definitely the match of the night. But up to that point has a number 2, and because that was the only 2 matches I seen on this shit was worth a damn on this show. But yeah, decent match. Like I said, I give it 8.5. Ends of disqualification. Braun Breaker out there. Him and Paul Heyman, they must be visiting the same spray tan person. I mean,
bro. I'm like, chill, guys, chill. It doesn't make you look more like a bad guy.
Somebody needs to tell Paul Heyman, or tell him, like, if you're gonna put it on his face, put it on his head,
top of the dome,
on the top of his head.
He got that turtle wax up there, bro. He got that turtle wax.
Turtle wax.
Yeah.
Wax on.
But we'll go. I mean, we get the first match of the night, Penta versus JD. Not that big of a deal. Chad Gable gets involved. Chad Gable's everywhere. The funniest thing about Chad Gable was when he's talking to Adam Pearce backstage, and he starts to walk away, and he's like, Grande, or he calls him Americano, and Chad Gable turns around right away. And Adam Pearce is like, got you, bitch. So good, man. Good. But we get a little more Chad Gable backstage. He talks to the New Day. New Day's like, hey, boys. Yeah, New Day, which they're fumbling this fucking run right now. I was like, they did so good with turning them heel against the War Raiders. They gave him the belt at WrestleMania. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing with them, man? They're not doing anything with them right now. It's getting annoying. But New Day says we want to give American Made, the championship.
Are we that surprised they're not doing nothing with them? Because they wasn't doing nothing with them right after they did the heel turn.
The Big E
and they
thing,
didn't do nothing with them all the way up into the fucking Mania.
God, man, it's like there's so much there, and they're just not using it. You know what I'm saying?
No, they're not utilizing it.
There's so much juice from the squeeze that you could be doing, and it's just nothing.
Yeah, at all.
Nothing. But we get American Made versus the Viking or War Raiders next week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming American Made wins because that's who did the backstage. I think we're done with the War Raiders. We're good with not seeing them. Give them that private party treatment. We don't want to see them again. They had the belts. Damn. We're good, bro.
Not the private party treatment. Damn, bro.
But, bro, we get another little backstage segment. This shit is going to put my boy Austin Theory on top for finally. It's going to happen, bro. Grayson Waller talking to Adam Pearce. Grayson Waller don't want this match because he found out who it's against. So he pawns it off on Austin Theory. Austin Theory's like, bro, I'm ready to go, bro. Let's go.
Yeah.
Who is it? Sheamus, baby. He comes back and he beats the shit out of Austin Theory. Austin Theory, like he does, he has great spots in the match. Great move set. Dude is entertaining as fuck. Would work really well in a match with a Will Ospreay, if you will. But the best part was when Grayson Waller's on the side of the ring. Austin Theory's crawling. He's like, "Why'd you do this to me?"
Right? Yeah. Grayson Waller's like shaking his head.
Yeah,
his voice.
Like, but I think this could be the thing that projects Austin Theory to the babyface me and he should and could be.
Yeah,
and other WWE superstars. All I hear when they say who deserves a push that hasn't got a push, all of them say Austin Theory, bro. Every single one of them.
Theory is the result of being a Vince McMahon's project.
Yep.
And
he's suffering from that. He's suffering from
that.
I mean, they didn't name his name in the lawsuit, bro. Leave him alone. You know,
Triple H don't see it.
Yeah,
but Vince sees it.
Mm-hmm.
See, you know what I'm saying? Like Triple H don't see it, Vince sees it. Because I think how Triple H views wrestlers to be stars. I mean, how Triple H views stars is a difference to how Vince McMahon views stars.
Yeah.
One thing about Vince McMahon, he cared about look. You had to have a certain look, not only with your physical, but your facial features. Like you got to be handsome and like you have to have a certain look for Vince McMahon to put that rocket on your back. I think Triple H, I think he just goes off what whoever is hot. Like if you hot, we're gonna try to push you. Well, that's a fucking lie. That's a lie. Never mind. That's a lie.
And that's kind of true because like I feel like Austin Theory kind of lost that US belt right after Triple H kind of fully took over. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I'm excited. Hopefully this projects Austin Theory to the tippy top. You never know with the WWE crowd though, because you know they could start cheering Grayson Waller for turning heel. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Let's go ahead and take a big part out of this section as pauses on one of the top moments and takeaways of the night is
your girl.
Our guy.
Oh.
Karrion motherfucking Kross.
Karrion Kross.
Doing that promo. And he's getting something cooking. So he said it's the devil you know versus the devils you don't, right?
Okay, what he said before that?
What?
He said killer. He said that name again, bro.
Yeah, he said something refer me as a killer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Crowd popped, bro.
And you know what he's called his fans? He has a name for his fans now. Calls them the bad guys.
There you go.
And now it's gonna get over with the universe. And since we're talking about Karrion, I did go back and watch the main event match.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see his entrance and crazy pop. The crowd was popping for him from the time he got to the start from the ramp all the way to the time he got to the ring. They were popping for him. I'm glad to see Scarlett is being used in a proper sense of the valets getting involved in matches like they used to do back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like they did every time. You expected it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So they're getting involved. This dude is still he's literally a heel, but he's over as fuck right now. And he's going to keep getting over. Fun fact, Karrion Kross shirt is the third highest selling shirt on WWEshop.com.
False. I wrote that down, bro. I wrote that down for word on the street.
Really?
Right? Changed.
It's not.
It changed 20 seconds before you got on the pod, bro. It's number one
now, huh?
It's number one, motherfucker. It's number one.
Hell yeah. And I still ain't got my shit, bro, because it's on back order.
Yeah.
I ordered that shit 2 weeks ago. Still don't got it yet.
I literally wrote down third, and then I was literally scrolling Twitter first. Crazy,
See?
bro. Crazy.
And we're talking about a person who doesn't get any TV time.
45 seconds a week, baby. That's it.
He has matches on main event, and he lost that match to Dragon Lee on main event. That shit pissed me the fuck off, bro. Terrible. I was like, why? That don't make any sense.
I think because Triple H wants more. Because if he wins that match, would he get less support or more support than if he loses? He's going to get way more support if he loses that match. It looks like, you know what I'm saying? I think it's all kind of in the works of like, we're going to like piss off this crowd and make them want Karrion Kross so bad that it's undeniable. You know what I'm saying?
So that's what you think it is?
I think
he
it
making
is.
them lose.
Yeah, because there ain't no Dragon Lee fans in the stands ever. There ain't never any Dragon Lee fans. Bro, and the only way to get Karrion way over, have him lose. It makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. But Karrion Kross, man, again, he's on his way.
Yeah,
he's on his way up, and you know, let's go ahead and jump into this Lyra Valkyrie and Becky Lynch face to face, bro.
Yeah, crazy.
Again, they see it's the booking. It's situational, bro. It's like the heels are now saying shit to make you be like, you know what? That is kind of true. You're like, you like what? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
If anything, we know what happens. Lyra stood tall 2 weeks in a row. What does that mean in WWE? Possibly a loss at Backlash. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Are you looking forward to this match? Do you think this will be a good match?
I hope so. We'll get into it on Word on the Street. I have a theory about how it's going to end. I have a theory.
Okay.
But great promo from both of them, I guess. You know, Lyra's really stepped up her promo game with Becky. Before that, it's been trash. With Becky, it's been amazing. But what'd you think of Roxanne versus Io Sky, the genius of the sky?
I loved it. I love Roxanne Perez, first of all. I love Io. She's going in the ring, but I just infatuated with how Roxanne Perez pays attention to detail. She always has a leg, like a an arm or a leg that she works on during the match and maintains that through the whole thing, but just find different innovative ways to weaken that opponent's appendage, right? So I think Roxanne Perez, and to me, you got someone like that with the look and the way she can go in the ring, and she can talk on the mic too. She's good on the mic. So they need to put the rocket on the back on her. Like Triple H, I think he's waiting a little bit too damn long for a lot of these people. He really is. Roxanne Perez is probably the only woman in person in WWE who's on all 3 shows damn near, it seems like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
But this was a good match. You know, I knew Io was going to win, but how they won, you know what I'm saying? It was all right. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of the
IWC, which I thought was funny, and I clapped back on them on Twitter the whole time, was right before the match started, they announced that Rhea Ripley was in Australia promoting the Australian weekend that's coming to WWE further down the road. And we get the announcement that Monday after Backlash, we're getting Io Sky, Rhea Ripley versus Julia and Roxanne, right? Great match. That's the reason everyone's like, well, shouldn't it be on the pay-per-view? Because they want you to watch Raw, y'all. They want you to watch Raw as well. They don't want you just to watch Backlash. That's why they put a TLC match on a SmackDown. That's why they put a motherfucking great tag team match that we're all looking forward to on Raw. But the thing was, the IWC was like, see, you could have had Dakota come out right there and help Io Sky instead of her getting her ass kicked. I was like, yeah, except that doesn't make sense to the storyline at all. At all. Then what, does Dakota Kai become her new tag team partner? No, it's Rhea. Rhea's not there. They've been backing each other up. That's the way stories work in the WWE, guys.
Well, it wouldn't do anything for the storyline, but the simple fact that they know that they're friends. Yeah. That's all people need to see for her to come out there. But guess what? She's not there no more. Yeah. So how the fuck she going to come out and help somebody? She ain't even working They wanted her to keep her on contract just so she can come out and save Io Sky on a Monday night, bro. Fuck that shit. These motherfuckers, they on some bull, because I'm going to tell you like this. When nobody, bro, I ain't seen not one Dakota Kai post, not one Dakota Kai fucking reel when she was actually in action and actually performing. She wasn't nobody caring about no damn Dakota Kai.
They only love them when they get cut, bro.
Exactly. Exactly. They get cut, you our favorite now.
Yeah.
So no, man. No, stop it, man. They killing me with that shit, man. But yeah.
You had to have a moment to where these two can gain the upper hand on Io and Rhea. You had to.
Yeah.
Because it's so one-sided if it's a tag team versus tag. You know what I'm saying? But would I be surprised if Roxanne and Julia somehow get the win? Absolutely not. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
No.
Will they get the win? Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah. Same old shit.
Yeah. We get I don't know if you want to touch on Rusev real quick, but no pop Rusev.
No pop Rusev. Nobody gives a fuck that Rusev is back. He's going against Otis.
Yeah, who cares?
I mean, what more can we say?
Yeah, that's about it. Rusev bad. That's it. The Redeemer. I don't know what he's redeeming, but whatever. And then the last thing that happened on Raw, I thought the Pat McAfee, Gunther promo, they both knocked it out of the park. It was a great promo.
Come on with it. Let's get into this shit.
Yeah,
I got some shit to say.
Pat's a little long-winded sometimes. He just keeps talking and talking, but that's what he does for a living, you know? And I'm getting sick of everyone saying Pat McAfee can cut a better promo than half the people in AEW or half the WWE. I said, y'all know this motherfucker talks for 5 hours a day on a television and then he talks for 3 hours a night on another television show. His job is to fucking talk, guys.
No.
That's his job. Is he a better wrestler than these people? No. You know why? Because he doesn't wrestle that often. The thing you do a lot, you tend to get better at.
Right. No. Pat McAfee's promo was trash.
Oh,
I didn't
shit.
like it.
I thought it was both good.
I'm going to tell you why. 80% of his promo was pandering to the people in fucking
That's true.
Was
Nebraska.
Omaha. There you go.
They got some good 80%. Beef.
He's over here talking about the fucking coin hoisters. He's over here talking about the damn everybody talking about the baseball team. He's talking about everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? He ain't talking about everything but the fucking match with
He was just trying to get the crowd hyped behind him, you know?
To me, that's cheap pop, like cheap heat. You know what I mean? Like, nah, that's not what makes you a master on the mic. You know what I'm saying? Just because you can get them to pop or react because you say certain lines and shit, but we all know the fucking thing. We all know. It's like basketball, right?
Yeah.
When you shoot a 3-point shot and that motherfucker hit the backboard and you don't call it and you make it, and everybody gonna look at you like,
still counts.
It still counts. Yeah, it still counts. But guess what?
Yeah.
Guess what? There's always levels to this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, the bank is closed, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't call it. If you don't call it, it's like pool. If you don't call the pocket, you gonna hit the fucking 8 ball in, and it still went in. Don't count. It counts, but not really.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't call that shit. So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You get in the crowd to react because you're talking about their home city. That is Pop City 101. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
I can go out there.
If you want to be a heel, talk shit about him. If you want a baby face, hype him up. You know what I'm saying?
We all know that. So to me, that's all what his promo consisted of. To me, and I'm like, it's not, and they don't do anything for me.
Yeah.
Number one, because number two, there is no believable factor in this feud at all. You really expect me to think that Pat McAfee is going to beat Gunther?
That's what's crazy about this rivalry is like they've hyped Gunther up as the best wrestler in WWE, and we're supposed to expect this dude gets off the announce table and beat him. Come on, bro. He's had 3 matches. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
crazy.
See, that's what I mean. Like maybe Pat. I don't know, bro. Again, like I when I watch wrestling, and to me, I feel like Gunther had a chance to fucking put this man in the dirt on the mic, and he didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like almost they told him, don't go too hard on Pat because we want the crowd, we want them to believe that he can actually beat you. And if somebody's in the back writing that and saying that shit to Gunther and fucking Pat McAfee, they need to be shot because ain't no way in the hell no one is believing that McAfee can beat Gunther in a fucking match. All right? Like, it's not believable. I'm not into this program right now. I'm really not. I mean, I don't know. Some people are really into Pat McAfee. Like, this dude's. I've seen the fucking shit online. He can cut promos than half the people in AEW. That's bullshit because that means you really don't watch the show. Because after what I saw last night, there was some hot fire ass promos on Dynamite last night.
Yeah.
And y'all gonna stop talking shit about my boy Will Ospreay. Come on, he can't spit on the mic. That motherfucker can go on the mic. He can go on the mic. Just because you can't understand him because of his thick accent, don't mean he can't spit a promo. He can go on the mic because he sure enough lit that motherfucker up last night.
Yeah.
Shit.
Hell
but no.
Yeah.
I'm not really happy with this shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's my least exciting match. I think I'm excited for Backlash by far. Least excited. We'll see what happens. You know, it's not going to end. Maybe Goldberg shows up. Maybe he doesn't. We don't know. We'll see what happens.
Will Goldberg showing up make this? Will it improve it, or do you think it will lessen it?
Not to me. I don't want to see Goldberg. Whatever. I don't want to see Goldberg. Right. I believe more Pat McAfee can beat Gunther than Goldberg can, bro.
Say what? Come on.
Goldberg old as shit. I don't want to see this old man coming on, bro. I'm over it, bro. I'm over Goldberg. Put him out to pasture. Old Yeller him. Bah! Done.
Man, he's the same age as some people who still wrestling right now.
Yeah, but these motherfuckers, like Billy Gunn is jacked. You know what I'm saying? John Cena, jacked. The Rock, jacked. Goldberg's been losing weight, bro. He was on Chris Van Fleet. They talked about it. He's like, you look smaller, bro. Look a little slim, you know? Yeah. And just Goldberg always talking about how like he's like everyone's got a bad Goldberg story. You know what I'm saying? In the back, in the locker room, you know, Karrion Kross, Goldberg gave me great advice, you know, all that dumb shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
but it's Goldberg though.
Fuck Goldberg.
That's fucking Goldberg. See, this is where I tell people they not understand that shit. If people say your name and you get a reaction out of them, whether it's negative or positive, you did your fucking job.
Yeah.
Because I could say somebody's name. I could say who? I could say Earthquake.
I know Earthquake. The comedian? The comedian or the wrestler?
The wrestler.
Okay. I was like, I know the comedian Earthquake too. He's phenomenal.
No, yeah, I know. Yeah, he's funny. Yeah, but I'm saying Earthquake the wrestler.
Yeah.
The big boss man.
Yeah.
You know, these are all superstars that we know, but they don't cause a reaction like if you say Goldberg or if you say Stone Cold. You know what I'm saying? Bro, they're gonna put some respect on Goldberg's name when it's all said and done. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I don't understand the unwanted hate for Goldberg. Like, give me a legitimate reason why people feel like Goldberg deserves all this backlash. For what reason? Because he kicked Bret Hart in the face on accident?
I was going to say Bret Hart, bro. Bret Hart.
But it was an accident.
Bret Hart, nickname it. A lot of people talk shit, bro. A lot of people talk shit.
Bro, okay, who the fuck is Nick Namath, bro?
Dolph Ziggler.
Compared to
Don't
Goldberg?
you disrespect Nick Namath, bro.
Bro, Goldberg did more in the industry and his run in WCW than Nick Namath have done in his
How
whole career.
What did Goldberg come out, win the belt against was it Bray Wyatt? The Fiend?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no one was a fan of that when that happened, bro. No one liked that.
Hey, but again, it's Goldberg. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This dude single-handedly put the pressure on WWE when he came out.
Yeah.
See, WWE thought they had everything in the bag at the
time.
Bro, like,
his WCW run was elite, though. Everyone was a Goldberg fan, bro.
Yes.
Everyone, bro.
Fucking
squash match, bro. It was crazy.
Elite.
Crazy work.
That's what I'm saying. He's part of history.
Yeah.
You can't mention pro wrestling without mentioning Goldberg. That's what I'm talking about. You can mention wrestling, and you cannot mention most of the superstars that's been in wrestling, and it won't even matter.
Yeah.
Goldberg is part of history. He is, like, come on.
Yeah.
There's only a couple of people, and like I said, and if there was a WCW Mount Rushmore, Goldberg is definitely on that.
Oh, it has to be.
So what I'm saying is, I understand people. Well, he should have been more safe and shit, bro. Come on, I understand. Like, yeah, we understand this, but that wasn't his fault.
Yeah,
they threw that motherfucker through the wolves.
Yeah,
you know
Eric Bischoff pushed him too quick.
But hey, it wasn't a bad move. It was a
smart move. Made millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Millions. And it made a new star to go against the NWO. A new star. It's a new star. Period, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's cut out the Goldberg hate because he don't deserve that shit, bro. It's Gold fucking Berg, bro.
Yeah. All right.
And all he's doing right now, and I guarantee you, all he's doing is keeping himself relevant to his son. Gage can get into it later on because he has said that his son expressed interest of becoming a wrestler.
There you go. Gage comes in, bro. Gage comes in. It's not Goldberg.
Gage Goldberg. They're like, who is this young man? Bro, I didn't know that he played football. His son.
Yeah. Yeah.
He looked. Last time I seen his son, he was like a chubby little kid that got in the crowd when he first came back to WWE a couple years ago. But when then they showed him recently, I was like, Jesus, this boy grew up and got worked out and playing football. I'm like, he might be the next thing from his father.
Yeah, and Mark Henry's son too.
Right, same thing.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, bro. All right, bro, you got any last minute things on WWE?
No, that's it. The whole week was
Raw
okay.
was way better than SmackDown for sure. We'll see how the SmackDown go home show tomorrow is.
It definitely was better than Smacky. But again, Raw only had 3 moments in that show. You say Raw, the first thing that comes to my mind is going to be the promo for Paul Heyman, the match with Jay and Seth, and then the match with Roxanne Perez, and then motherfucking Kross promo. That's it. Kross. Everything else was a blur.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.